Hare Krishna. All devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Shri Radha Madhav Ashtasaki Brindi ki Jai. Panchatattu Bhagavan ki Jai. Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Rajapur Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maiya Sudarshan ki Jai. Hare Krishna. I would like, on behalf of all our leaders, I would like to chant all the wonderful devotees who are coming in at the Brahma Muhurta and chanting the holy names very nicely. Thank you all. And today, before I could go into the today's verse, and as we are going to proceed to the most sweetest part of the day, that little bit discussions on the Srimad Bhagavatam, today being a very auspicious day, and you all know that it's the appearance day of Sri Advaita Acharya. I'll take a few minutes to glorify Sri Advaita Acharya, who is one of the main personalities amongst the Pancha Tattva. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So, all over the world, we can see that glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are being sung, right? So, but however, without Advaita Acharya, who is also known as Gaura and Thakur, he is the one who brought Gaura to this world. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been Mahaprabhu at all. So, Sri Advaita Acharya, he was a disciple of Madhvendra Puri. And he was born in the year 1434, approximately 60 years before the appearance of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, in a place called Nabagram, West Bengal. And his parents were Kubera Pandit and Srimati Nabha Devi. Later on, Advaita Acharya moved to Shantipur on the banks of river Ganga. So, in the house of Advaita Acharya, the devotees were taking pleasure in Krishna Katha. They used to worship and chant the holy names of the Lord. They used to discuss Srimad Bhagavad Gita. They used to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Advaita Acharya, he's seeing around him, there was a growing potency of, people. They were abandoning their spiritual practices, and they were only behind making wealth, which is, we all know it's only short-lived, right? And Sri Advaita Acharya, he felt, seeing all this, he felt a great pain. And he was feeling how to liberate all these people. And this was the time when Advaita Acharya was none other than the plenary expansion of Sri Mahavishnu. So he prayed enthusiastically to the Lord for several months. He worshipped his Shaligram Ashilas lovingly with tulasi, sacred tulasi leaves and Gangajal. And he was calling out for the Lord, aloud to the Lord, to manifest and show the worldly people how to make them reach the eternal spiritual abode. So his loud cries, they were, piercing the coverings of this material universe and crossing the Vaikuntha planets, and it reached the ears of Lord Krishna in Goloka. And hearing this loud cry, Lord Krishna adventured himself as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Mayapur, West Bengal. So, all glories to Advaita Acharya, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of God. He is the one who induced Krishna to descend to this material world to deliver all the fallen souls. So today I'm sure all of us are fasting half a day as a mark of gratitude to Srila Advaita Acharya. So Sri Advaita Acharya ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैस्तिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15, The Pandavas retired timely, text number 7. Yet samsraya drupada geha upagatanam rajnam swayamvara mukhe smara durmadhanam tejo hritam kalo maya vihatascha matsyaha sajjikritena danusadi cha Krishna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Only by His merciful strength was I able to vanquish all the lusty princes assembled at the palace of King Drupada for the selection of the bridegroom. With my bow and arrow, I could pierce the fish target and thereby gain the hand of Draupadi. So today, I think I will skip the purport because it's a little longer, and since I took some time to glorify Advaita Acharya. So from the purport, we all understand that how Arjuna has won the hands of, he was successful in the difficult task which was given by King Drupada, right? We all know that how he was successful. So, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, by discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned in Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 37, that we get two benefits by discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that? Our hearts get purified, from all the polluted desires what we have. And the point number 2 is we obtain the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So now, knowing these two things, let us spend a few minutes with that consciousness. So Arjuna he's starting to express the gratitude, right? The whole purport is how Arjuna's gratitude to the Supreme Lord. And he was thanking Lord Krishna's mercy upon the Pandavas. He kept on thinking, so this how the Supreme Person of Godhead is so merciful. He's saying, because of because of the Supreme Lord, he could get all the strength. What happened? 3 things happened. It is there in the translation. One is, he could vanquish all the lusty prince assembled at the palace of King Drupada. And second thing is, he could pierce the target fish very perfectly, the eyes of the fish. And the third thing what happened was, he gained the hands of Draupadi. So he was thinking all the both things happened only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Actually, both Krishna and Balram, they decided they would be the Swayamvara to witness the events which were going to unfold. So now we all know that Arjuna completed the difficult task and he won the hands of Draupadi. And now he was wanting to take his Draupadi along with him. But now we can see that all the other Kshatriya princes who have assembled there, they were very angry. Very angry. How could? They were angry and they wanted to all pounce on Drupada Maharaj. They could not digest the fact that a Brahmana, of course, Arjuna was in disguise of a Brahmana, the Pandavas. How could a Brahmana win in the Swayamvara? Right? It is only meant for the Kshatriyas. So Yudhishthira Maharaj suddenly said, so this looks the situation not right here. So we should protect, because Drupada Maharaj is in danger. So he thought, we as Pandavas, we have to protect him. So mainly Bhima and Arjuna, just jumped and they started. First, they started fighting with Shalya, and Arjuna started fighting with all the other princesses who were prince who were assembling there. And here Karna was a little surprised, and he was hesitating to fight, because how can I fight a Brahmana, right? And all the other princes, prince who are assembled, they are thinking, is this Indra or is it Lord Vishnu was assembled here? How are they able to fight a Brahmana? How are they able to fight so well? Then after that, Krishna stepped in and told that everything which has happened here are well within the norms, right? It is as per Dharma of the Swayamvara. What is that Dharma of Swayamvara? See, you're saying nobody can find fault here because it is a right, it is Draupadi is rightful. She is rightful. It is a right to choose a husband, right? Of her choice because it's Swayamvara. And it is as it's done as per norms. So Krishna had to then pacify all the kings who were present there. So the learning, what is the learning for us? So here, how we can understand the Krishna's hand, God in our lives. Here, although actually Krishna was not actually physically appointed here to be a referee or nominee or whatever. He did not play actually important role. But yet Arjuna is giving him the full credit to the Supreme Lord. Arjuna's gratitude is to be he's focused, right? He's seeing the hands of Supreme Lord. Because of him only, he could do all this, right? So these 2 points, we'll take it as discussion this morning. Then how is it Arjuna is saying everything is because of the Lord, because of Krishna? In Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 8th shloka, it is meant, Krishna says, Rasoham apu apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryaho pranaya sarva vedeshu sabdah ke paurusham nusu. So the translation is, O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in either and ability in man. So we must always remember this. As Krishna is rightly saying that Smriti and Apohanam, that is forgetfulness, remembrance, everything is coming from me. So here I would like to quote an example of our own children who are doing especially 10th grade, 12th grade. So all of them should know that if they are able to remember and do well in the exam, they are successful in exam, they should think that, they should not become puffed up. They should think that it is all because of Krishna. Like, of course, their endeavor is important, but without the mercy of Krishna, it is not possible. So we should always pay that gratitude to the Supreme Lord. The same way Arjuna is saying here. He's paying gratitude to the Supreme Lord. Nextly, Srila Prabhupada once said that many were praising him, that he was so great. But Srila Prabhupada is so very humble. In a humble mood, he's saying that I am nothing. He's saying that Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Thara Pravartana. He's saying, unless empowered by Krishna, one cannot propagate the Sankirtana movement. That is the humbleness of our Srila Prabhupada. And also, Prabhupada used to say many times that everything is happening because of his Guru Maharaj. And he used to tell his disciples, Guru Maharaj is the one who has sent you all to me. I have no qualification. If you're all not with me, I will not be able to do anything, right? I have no qualification. This is the learning for us, that we must be humble and intelligent enough to acknowledge that Krishna is arranging everything for us. Yeah. If you do not remember and pay our gratitude to the Supreme Lord, what happens? We become very proud. And we think that all these achievements which I made is all because of me. So that mood is very dangerous. We should be careful of that mood. Next, another example I would quote is from Sudama. We all know about the Krishna Sudama story. So we all know that when Sudama came back from after meeting Krishna at Dwarka, and when he came back, he found a massive house. He couldn't even recognize the house. He couldn't recognize the family members, his children, his wife. So he immediately thanked Krishna for all the things, the mercy he has showered. After all, Sudama, we all know that he had given only a handful of, poha, puffed rice to Krishna. In turn, Krishna is giving him so much opulence. Of course, Sudama, he felt that if all this is making me, all this opulence is making me forget Krishna, then I don't need that, right? He was such a wonderful devotee in such a mood. But how nicely you can see how he's expressing his gratitude to Krishna. So he knew, he was knowing that anyone with lot of love and affection does something to the Supreme Lord. How nicely Krishna reciprocates to them. Krishna actually, he magnifies a small effort of ours also. Krishna magnifies it. There is one magnified glass, like that. It magnifies it. Then Sudama is saying, I only wish I can do devotional service. How he wants to do only devotional service in the association of devotees, and my love towards Krishna should increase. In this way, Sudama is warning us, right? That one should recognize the hand of Krishna. Is there everywhere. Otherwise, if you don't recognize or if you don't pay the gratitude, then we become very proud. So we can see in Sudama's case how much he was in deep trouble. But still, he was able to recognize the mercy of the Supreme Lord and his dear friend. Another wonderful example from pages of Bhagavatam we all know is Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj, he got a curse from the Brahmana son of Brahmana, but he never complained that Supreme Lord. He never complained. Actually, in the first time he was saved by the Supreme Lord when he was in the womb of his mother Uttara. And Krishna, we all know, he saved Parikshit from the Brahmastra, right? Ashwatthama's Brahmastra. Now he was thinking, then Lord has saved me. Why didn't Lord come now and save me? No, I am a king, and why should this happen to me? All this. No, he never thought like that. Instead, he was thinking this all, why didn't Lord save me from this curse? Parikshit Maharaj completely accepted the curse and he never complained. So he fully, in fact, thanks Supreme Lord and tells Lord that I want to take shelter of the Brahmanas on the banks of Mother Ganga. I want to surrender to the Brahmanas, he was saying. And Parikshit Maharaj was not at all afraid of the Takshaka bird, right? He's saying, I only want to glorify the Supreme Lord. And he was expressing 3 desires to the Supreme Lord. What are the 3 desires? He was saying, I should develop a mood or love towards you, oh my dear Lord, and I should get the association of devotees, and I should develop friendship with all the animals. So he wants to express these three things, desires to the Supreme Lord. Again, through Parikshit Maharaj, we learn that how we should develop the attitude of gratitude. Though he was in deep trouble, but still is expressing that gratitude to the Supreme Lord. Another beautiful example from Srimad Bhagavatam is Vidura, right? So when Vidura first informed Dhritarashtra about his son Duryodhana, what he did, he insulted the Vidura so much that he was sent out, right? But Vidura, he just never got upset with all these things. He felt, okay, he saw the hand of Krishna here. He simply went away for Tirtha Yatra and he perfected his life, by submitting himself to Maitreya Muni. So, we can see from the above examples how the devotees of the Supreme Lord, they were able to focus, and they used to always think whether in happiness or distress, whether they were in happiness or distress, they were remembering Krishna, and they saw it's all the arrangement of Krishna. So they will never get upset. In Bhagavad Gita, it's Sukha Dukkha. You should be very equipoised. Happiness or distress, they were equipoised. Now let us see some of them who were not able to see the hand of Krishna. And we can see it from the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita itself. I'm sure you all will guessed it. It is Duryodhana. Duryodhana he was examining his Sena and was checking out all the great personalities. So his team, his side, Duryodhana, he was saying that the great Acharya, Bhishmacharya was there, Dronacharya was there, Karna was there, Krupacharya. He was glorifying his side so much, he didn't even, mention, he didn't even think that the other side, the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna is there on the other side. So this is Duryodhana. But we also know that how Krishna had a hand in many instances, how he favored Pandavas because they were devotees of Krishna, right? once he was by closing the sun once, so Arjuna could kill Jayadratha, because Jayadratha was responsible for killing Arjuna's son Abhimanyu. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj helped in the war, when they had the war, that is, Ashwatthama has died by taking the elephant's name. So that way Krishna helped them. And we can see many instances where Krishna's hand is there in, helping the Pandavas. For example, Draupadi Vastrabharana, we know how Draupadi was saved. Krishna's hand is there. So in all the above instances, we can realize, the presence of the Supreme Lord. Now coming to our modern world. However, our modern scientists, they always think they are the creators, and they feel they have built, big rockets, But first time when they constructed a rocket, you can see it just never took it up. It just went and landed in the sea, and it was called Sea Landing Vehicle, SLV. Again, they created one more. They thought another sea landing vehicle. It never took up. It landed in the sea. So all these scientists, they are never able to see the hand of God in any of the creations. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 15 shloka, Srila Prabhupada saying in the purport that this category of people come under Maya Aprita Grana. So whose real knowledge is taken away by Maya, right? And what they do, therefore, they disobey the Supreme Lord. They never surrender to the Supreme Lord. And therefore, there's no question of gratitude at all to the scientists and others. So we should always remember to have the attitude of gratitude. So we as Vaishnavas, we always glorify other Vaishnavas and seek the blessings or mercy of all the Vaishnavas. That is why we always chant. When you see a Vaishnava, we always chant Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. They are Vaishnavas like wish, desires, giving trees. They are like Kalpavriksha, right? So one more point I would like to say, Raghunath Das Goswami, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this world, so he was feeling so much of separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to commit suicide. But Sanatan Goswami, he came to know of this, and he immediately went to Govardhan, and he met Raghunath Das Goswami and said, this is what is not right actually to do. Even I had similar thoughts, but then Sri Chaitanya Prabhu told me that this body is not yours, right? And he reminded Raghunath Das Goswami that this body is not yours. And he also told him, you have to go to, in Govardhan, go to Radha Kund and you should do Gaurakatha of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And you heard so much of Gaurakatha from Swarup Damodar Das, and hence it is your duty, to put all this in papers for all the Vaishnavas, right? In fact, our dear Srila Prabhupada quoted today's Srila SP verse, this verse in 1968 in Seattle, and he paid his tribute or his gratitude to his sannyasi guru Bhakti Pragya Keshav Maharaj. So, in both these above cases, Raghunath Das Goswami, he was feeling the mood of separation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Prabhupada was shedding tears for Bhakti Pragya Keshav Maharaj and remembering him for all the blessings he had received. So how clearly all the Vaishnavas display this love, affection, and gratitude towards their Guru. Yeah. So three more points, I'll end the class today. So there are 3 levels of expressing our gratitude. One is you have to recognize 3 R's. Expressing a gratitude: recognize, remember, and reciprocate. Recognize. We have to recognize the benefits, of sun god. For example, in childhood, we would have understood from our parents, especially mothers, he will say the sun is the one who is giving us light, right? And sometimes they say the farmers are ones who are giving us food. So in this sense, we have to recognize that, all these things. And remember. So whatever you are today, we should remember whatever I am today, be it material or spiritual, whatever I am today is because of you, O Lord. Right? So a simple example I would quote here. There was a person who was in rags. He had rags in the sense who had very poor and a poorish condition. So he was offered a security job in one place, and he took up the job, and he could do the job very nicely. And one day he happened to become the head of the security. And but still, he always remembered his spiritual status, how he had stored, he had preserved that clothes, what rags, what he had in one box. And every day he used to just go open and see that box and you can see that, and he used to close it and come back. So this is how he used to always, he never forgot his where he was, right? And what he is today. It's all because of one person who came and offered. And that is, he is feeling gratitude. He's feeling gratitude to that person. So in this way, we should remember and always pay gratitude. And next is reciprocate. Yeah? We have to, for example, we have completed recently the Srila Prabhupada book marathon, right? And we have seen that so many devotees have taken nicely gone out on streets, on temples and other places. They've nicely distributed Srila Prabhupada books, right? So we have to reciprocate that. How we can, we are like how we arrange a Sunday feast, and we have to glorify the devotees and, give them nice, glorify them and give them nice prasadam. So in this way, the devotees are very happy. This is a way of reciprocating to the devotees who have done such wonderful seva. So inviting Vaishnavas and helping them, helping in other ways too. Apart from spiritual activities, helping them in other ways too. So these three things, that is expressing gratitude is through recognizing, to remembering what we are and what we are today. It's all because of the hands of the Vaishnavas and Guru Maharaj and Supreme Lord Krishna, and reciprocate. So I would like to end today's discussion by stating that we get everything from Vaishnavas, Guru and Gauranga. Never forget the mercy of Krishna, which is being showered on us because of all the Vaishnavas in our lives. Thank you all very much. Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Padita Pavana Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna.